401 west of Benavale to the Express and Collector up to about the 404 John Valley Parkway. Another slowdown west on the 401 past the 404 at the Express with about Bayview. Southbound John Valley Parkway busy just south of York Mills, on and off down to south of Don Mills. And if you're on the southbound 410, it's definitely busier than usual south of Williams Parkway just south of Courtney Park. Eastbound 401 filling in normally through Mississauga, and then again south of Pearson Airport out towards Highway 400, Express and Collectors. From the 680 News Traffic Center, I'm Jordan Kerr. More Fortes and Optimas just arrived.
Hi, Katie and Eric here from 401 Dixie Kia, and we are full.
You can say that again, full of Optimas and Fortes.
We're clearing out the lot with the ridiculous price of $99 bi-weekly for a 2015 Forte.
Or $139 bi-weekly for a 2015 Optima.
That's with 0% financing and up to $6,000 in cash incentives.
Another shipment is here. Get here quick and save.
DixieKia.com.
This update is brought to you by Katie and Eric at 401 Dixie Kia.
This is Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
The Blue Jays have won 8 straight with a perfect series in the Bronx. I'm Kayla Harris with the Sportsnet Central Update.
1-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. Ball game, Blue Jays. They have shut out the New York Yankees 2-0, sweeping this weekend series.
Gary Howard with the call on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. The Blue Jays outscored the New York Yankees 10-1 this weekend and picked up back-to-back shutouts in the same series in New York for the first time in history. Yesterday, Josh Donaldson and Jose Bautista homered. Marco Estrada pitched 3-hit ball into the 7th inning, while Roberto Osuna earned his 10th save with a perfect 9th. Toronto has won 11-12 overall, holding within a game and a half of New York for first place in the division with Anaheim's 5-4 win over Baltimore yesterday. The Blue Jays have a half-game lead on the Angels for that first wildcard spot. Toronto has a well-deserved day off. They start a 3-game series with the Oakland Athletics tomorrow night at Rogers Center. In a few hours' time, the Rogers Cup gets underway. First big match of the day in Montreal is 9-seed Gilles Simon and Andreas Seppi at 12:30 as the 8-seed Canadian Milos Raonic earned a first-round bye. He will start tomorrow in Toronto. Ottawa's Gabriela Dabrowski will face Claudia Pineda this morning at 11 on center court. Eugene Bouchard gets rising star Belinda Bencic tomorrow night. In Akron, Ohio, Shane Lowry fired a 4-under 66 in the final round to win the Bridgestone Invitational, capturing his first PGA Tour victory. The Tiger Cats unloaded on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers 38-8, improving to 9-0 at Tim Hortons Field. And in the Hall of Fame game, the Steelers lost to the Vikings 14-3. You're listening to Dean Blundell and Company on Toronto Sports Radio, Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Buffalo Bisons versus Rochester Red Wings tonight at 7.
Back to Dean Blundell and Company on Sportsnet.
Of Dean Blundell and Company. Leave a voicemail at 416-413-3929. Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Last time you heard this song get played on the radio anywhere was 1993. You know what happened last year, right? The Canadians won the Stanley Cup? No! That's true. Toronto Blue Jays won the World Series. Maybe take a one. You know the number one movie that year? 1993? Jurassic Park. Yep. Oh, nice. Brian Favreau. Nice one. Oh, The Bodyguard has to be right there. Oh, right there. That was 92. Yeah. Carlito's Way. Oh, Carlito. Rudy. One of the best movies I've ever seen. It's a bad take. No, it's not good. It's a good take. It sucks. Wayne's World 2. And one of my favorite movies is So I Married an Axe Murderer. Probably one of the greatest. But if you want to go back in time and see the funniest movie ever, So I Married an Axe Murderer. What happened to Phil Hartman's gold and that? He did The Love Guru and lost his mind. Can't believe Phil Hartman's a white face still. Right, yeah. It's like the word on her head. She was all high on cough syrup. Awful. Such a funny guy, too. The best. Troy McClure on The Simpsons, too. The best. Anyway, morning. More on your Toronto Blue Jays ascent to the top of the AL East. They are a game and a half back, and it has been the stuff of legend. Speaking of Alex Anthopoulos and Baptiste and Donaldson, Price. Coming up in just a few minutes, so hold on to that. Also another chance to win tickets, so I'll watch George video ball boy. However, more details emerge on the weekend of Patrick Kane. He's apparently hired a lawyer to the police investigation into sexual assault. And some grisly details at that, just allegations at this point. Joining us to discuss, reporter Jill Perkins from WKBW in Buffalo. Good morning, Jill. How are you?
Good morning, guys. How are you?
We're okay. Over the weekend, some more details, the police investigation, details and comments. Sources close to the investigation saying a young woman who was accused the hockey superstar of rape had bite marks on her shoulders, a scratch on her left leg after the alleged attack. What do you know about this as far as the genesis from when apparently they met at Sky Bar and then the new details that emerged?
Well, all these reports have come, and these details are coming from the Buffalo News. They're not our news organization, but certainly they've been reported and circulated really around the world at this point. I think the reaction to the report is kind of jaw-dropping because for the last couple days, police were remaining so tight-lipped, it was almost like we weren't sure what was going to happen next, and then this comes out and sort of takes you, at least for our purposes, in a whole different direction in terms of the investigation. It just seems a whole lot more real at this point.
And as far as what has happened now, Patrick Kane apparently has hired a lawyer, Paul Cambry, is that correct?
That is correct. I spoke to Paul on Saturday morning. He confirmed to me that he's representing Patrick Kane as it pertains to this investigation. I asked what the nature of...
You know, I said before, I said again, for really Patrick Kane, if only the guy could stay out of trouble. Just because you're a really great hockey player, and you do something that often is just like months when Chicago Blackhawks won Stanley Cup and Patrick Kane goes off and does whatever, and now this, it's like, in his mind, yeah, you're a professional hockey player, yeah, and you does something like this, and it's just like you ask yourself, what the are you thinking, or what are you doing? But for any professional athlete, and you do something like this off the ice,
the investigation isn't a sexual assault investigation, isn't a rape investigation, and Mr. Cambry told me I'll have to ask the Hamburg police for those details, and the police will not comment as to the nature of the investigation too, and I think as a reporter, we really want to be hounding the police at this point. Are they giving all the information that they can? I'm not saying that they aren't, but there's just so many question marks still.
Jill Perkins, WKBW in Buffalo, talking about the Patrick Kane investigation. More details emerging. Apparently, he meets a woman at Sky Bar. They go back to his home, according to a report from the Buffalo News. This is what it says. I'm just reading. The sources alleging that the accuser said that she went to a room by herself where Kane followed her, overpowered her, and then assaulted her. The woman then left and immediately called a relative. Have you followed up on any of those details at all?
Yes, we've reached out to the attorney that we think might be representing the alleged victim. I haven't heard back from him, and we're just trying to piece together who all was there, what evidence the police took from his home that they're waiting for forensic testing, whether it's surveillance video, whether it's any sort of DNA evidence. I don't know what they took. They would not say what they're waiting on, just that they're waiting on tests, and it could be anywhere from. It could be a couple weeks until we hear back from police on those specifics.
Where is Patrick Kane now, and what was his weekend about?
Patrick Kane, I don't know where he is right at this moment, but I can say he was in Buffalo over the weekend. We did find out that the Stanley Cup was here at his lakefront home in Hamburg, the same location where police say the alleged incident took place. The Chicago Blackhawks
referring to us that he spent the day privately with family. I was at the home, outside of the home on Saturday night trying to see what was going on, and there were many cars in the driveway, people coming in and out, and then of course later we did find out that that is in fact where he had the cop, at least according to one person on Twitter who did tell us he was there and shared some pictures of that.
Jill, looking over on Twitter on the weekend, there were some stories out in Buffalo that maybe the alleged victim wasn't being treated fairly by the media in Buffalo. Did you get that sense at all over the weekend?
This is the first I'm hearing of the alleged. You know what? I think I know what you're talking about now. You're talking about the
Sky Bar manager. Yeah, apparently the Sky Bar manager said that that Patrick Kane has come in there a few times. He had a couple of drinks that night. He wasn't drunk though, and a woman had the woman in question, the alleged victim, had allegedly blocked off the bar, and was hanging all over him, draping herself on him, and then they all left together. And I'm sure that you've heard obviously the comeuppance from men just on Twitter and socially.
I did read that article, and of course then I read the social media comments about that. I know in the Buffalo News Report, the owner of Sky Bar did say he's not sure if that same girl that he saw hanging all over Kane was the same girl that is the alleged victim. But if in fact she is, I mean, I don't think there's any law that prohibits somebody from hanging all over a hockey player, but if there was indeed a rape that happened, that certainly is a violation of the law. But again, I don't know what happened.
Well, no one seems to, and everything is alleged at this point, and that's why we're trying to get to the bottom of it, and we really appreciate you helping us do so. Thanks so much, Jill.
No problem. And again, it's important to point out he has not been charged with anything at this point.
Absolutely.
So we'll keep you posted.
Appreciate your time. Thanks.
Thanks.
Jill Perkins.